The weather is starting to get a bit warmer and it's time to talk about summer knits. I've knitted like 5 tops earlier in my whole life and they have never been totally successful. I knitted this tank top like 8 years ago and okay, I wore that summer, but I never felt quite comfortable in knitting tops. But I started to do a little research and look at different summer tops, and I found so many beautiful that I need to try another one this summer. So let me show you what I found. The first one is the top that I think I might have to go for. It is the Ophelia Blouse by Tamara Jordan, and it is a beautiful lace blouse with these buttons on the front. The designer has knitted this top in black, and I have only knitted one piece in black in my life, and that was a pant for my son, and that was for like a bunad, which is a national garment. So that was maybe the exception. But this top looks so beautiful in black that I actually think I need to make it in black. And the gauge here is 24 stitches and it also has these beautiful little cap sleeves, which I love. It's very feminine. The only thing is that it seems like I have to show a bit of belly with this top. Can I have a little singlet under it? I've given birth to 3 children and the tummy is not my favorite part. But we'll see how I'll tackle that challenge. The next pattern is from the same designer. It's the Ophelia top or Ophelia Tank. So here we have 2 patterns in one. You can choose if you want a little sleeve or not. In my opinion, I would get the sleeve. I think it looks so cute. The gauge here is 24 stitches and it's knitted from the top down seamlessly. And that is also the case with the Ophelia blouse. So both Ophelia blouse, Ophelia tank, and top all knitted from the top down seamlessly. And I love knitting top downs. The next one is the twist loop top from Other Loops. It is a rib tank top knitted from the top down. And the gauge here is 32 stitches on rib knit 3 purl 2. Okay, and I have to say, sometimes the designers list the gauge of stockinette stitch with the same needle, even though the pattern is in rib. And that will make it so much easier for us to know which needle and yarn we're going to use without knitting a test swatch. Of course, I know we should knit a test swatch, but it's boring, and when I can skip it, I will. So even though the pattern is not in stockinette stitch, the designer can specify it so that it's easier for me to know which needle and yarn I'm going to use. Did that make sense? Okay, moving on. Okay, so the next one is this vintage knitting pattern that I found on Etsy. The seller's name is actually PDF Knitting Crochet, but this is not a crochet pattern, it's a knitting pattern. So here you have 2 different tops. I really think these patterns looked so cool and retro, and here I could have really fun with it, but I would need to make the tops longer. I like to have them a bit longer and just tuck it down in my pants, or at least to the edge of my pants. The yarn used here is finger in weight, so it's very thin yarn. It doesn't say anything about if it knitted from the top down and bottom up, but I will guess bottom up because all vintage and all old patterns are knitted from the bottom up, sadly, but we'll live. So the next pattern is the Boden Shirt from Caidree, and here the gauge is 21 stitches, and usually I'm a bit skeptical when we have thicker yarns for summer tops because it might get too warm and it doesn't look right. But there is a lot of holes in this top, so there will be a nice breeze going through the holes and cooling you down, so it's acceptable. This is also knitted from the top down and it has I-cord edges, so it looks very neat. I really like this one. At first glance, I actually thought this was crocheted and not knitted. So if you want the crochet look without crocheting, maybe this one is for you. The next one is the Soho top from the same designer. And this might be the most simple and minimalistic pattern of them all, but it really is super beautiful. I really love the boat neck. It is knitted from the top down. It has I-cords. It just looks so beautiful. The gauge here is 20 stitches with thinner yarns hold together. So again, as I said earlier, I'm a bit skeptical when the gauge is a bit thicker on summer tops. But here we have 2 thinner yarns hold together and that might save it, so that might be okay. And obviously there will be a quicker knit when the gauge is thicker. So the last pattern is the Remi Camisole, also from the designer Caidree, and this is a beautiful ribbed top. The gauge here is 32 stitches with rib, and it's knitted from the top and down. So this is a very simple and beautiful pattern. And a thing to think about is also that rib tops will always hug you a little better because obviously a rib will contract. I think this top looks very elegant. The only thing is that the ribbing at the bottom is not the same rib as on the whole sweater. I think I would have just liked it to be the same and not make another contrasting rib at the bottom. That's my opinion. But of course, we can do the alterations we want because we're knitting for ourselves. Okay, so this was all the beautiful patterns that caught my eye while I was looking for my summer knits. And I have to say, if I'm going to be bold and not think about like time and that I have to focus on everything, that I think I would go for the Ophelia blouse because it looks like something that I've never seen before. And it really looks so beautiful. Which one is your favorite? And do you have any other patterns that I haven't seen that you want to recommend to me? I hope you do. And I would also love if you have a tip about the best yarn for summer tops, because here I have tried some and haven't found any good options yet. So if you have a favorite yarn for a summer project, please comment down below. I really want to know. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll hope I see you next time. Bye!